Howdy! Thanks for learning about MS with me, Aaron Boster. I'm going to use this video to answer a viewer's question in some degree of detail, so don't turn away. That starts right now. Hey! E writes the following. Question. Is there any lab test for MS which may possibly show the defect in immune system? That will make me feel much better about taking the risk of immunosuppressive drugs. So E, that's actually a really great question. It's two questions, and so I want to unpack it a little bit. Let's start by looking at that first question. E writes, is there any lab test for MS which may possibly show the defect in the immune system? Actually, yes, there are. Now, thinking about MS, the problem is that the immune system is acting inappropriately in the brain and spinal cord. And so, as you might imagine, we can find immune abnormalities in the central compartment. Where? In spinal fluid. 90% of people impacted by MS will have changes in their spinal fluid, which you can pick up through a lumbar puncture or a spinal tap. And so that is an immune biomarker, which helps us confirm immune abnormalities in the central compartment and is strongly supportive of multiple sclerosis.
Are there any commercially available blood tests that tell you, you have MS?
No. And in fact, standard laboratories like a traditional complete blood count with differential is not going to show you a signal that the immune system is abnormal. You can, in fact, find abnormalities of the immune system in the blood, but it's going to take a very special immunology lab to be able to do that. It's not going to be something that your doctor is going to just order and send off like a typical laboratory. Now I want to turn to the second half of the question, where E writes, that will make me feel much better about taking the risk of immunosuppressive drugs. So I think what E is saying is, if you can show me a lab test that proves that my immune system is abnormal, I would feel better about taking an immunosuppressant. Now, I just mentioned that you can prove the immune system's abnormal with a spinal tap, and there are special blood tests that are not easy to get. But I think the second part of the question is more interesting, and so I wanted to talk about that also. Immunosuppressive drugs kill cells that are rapidly reproducing. The reason that immunosuppressive drugs are typically used to treat cancer is because cancer, or a tumor, are a bunch of rapidly producing cells that of your body that produce or reproduce too quickly. They grow and grow and grow, and that creates a big mass of cells, and that's a tumor. And so immunosuppressants, chemo, which kills rapidly producing cells, kills tumors preferentially over other aspects of your body. But when you think about the human body, there are other parts of your body that also grow really quickly. But hair grows fast, maybe not on my head, but maybe on my beard. Hair are cells that grow faster than other cells. And so it stands to reason when some people get intensive chemotherapy in the setting, for example, of treating cancer, that their hair may fall out. Similarly, the lining of your gut is rapidly reproduced. You're constantly rebuilding your gut lining. And when you take an intense immunosuppressant for cancer treatment, sometimes people can have problems where they slough the lining of their gut with massive diarrhea. Thirdly, immune cells rapidly reproduce. So the white blood cells involved in the immune response rapidly reproduce. And that's why when you give someone intense immunosuppressive therapy for cancer, they may become at higher risk of infection because we've suppressed their immune system. Now hold on, because we're on to something. If you use that side effect of suppressing the immune system to our advantage, it may help autoimmunity. In the setting of MS, you have an overly active immune system. It's revved way up. And so if we used an immunosuppressant that damped down or suppressed the immune response, we would decrease the autoimmune activity. And that is exactly why we use various immunosuppressants to treat MS. Many of the MS disease-modifying therapies in one shape or form actually function as immunosuppressants, and they are highly effective in treating the condition. E, I really appreciate your question, and I hope that I was able to shed some light on it. As always, thanks for being a longtime viewer, and I look forward to seeing you on a live stream.
Check the mic and make sure it sounds right, boys.
That was good. I'm going to do it one more time. Howdy now. Howdy. Sorry. I got it. But when you think about the human body, you say,